This is the Lego Desert Skiff and Sarlacc pit set, number 75396. It has 558 pieces. It's for ages 9 and up, and it comes with 6 minifigures. It was released on August 1st, 2024, and will retire at the end of this year. So you have to decide whether or not you want to still get it if you haven't got it already. It's currently on sale for 20% off on the Lego website for $63.99 US. That still is pretty expensive for this size set. You're paying roughly 12 cents per piece, and that is kind of high. You're definitely paying a bit of a premium for a Star Wars themed set. You do get some nice interactive pieces with the Sarlacc pit and the Desert Skiff. Starting with the Sarlacc pit, I do like the opening and closing mouth or beak on the pit. If you're my age, you remember when there was no beak and mouth on the Sarlacc. It was just a pit with teeth in it, and the guys just kind of fell into it. But now this set is based on the newer releases, so you do have the beak on it. And it is a good size. You can put a minifig in it and kind of close it up a little bit and get them trapped. You do also get tentacles that move on the edges of the Sarlacc, so if you want to have somebody in there and have it moving around, that's fun too. On the Desert Skiff, you have a fall away opening rail, so if anyone remembers from the movie, you can have like Lando falling out of the skiff. You also have a retractable kind of plank or a board or whatever off of the ship that can tuck underneath. So when Luke goes to have to jump off into the Sarlacc pit, you can push this little piece out from the other side. It comes out, and then you can place Luke on it. Those are the main aspects of the things that can move, things you can play with as a play set. It does have these nice pieces that are transparent, so that you can kind of have it looking like it's hovering near the Sarlacc, or if you're just going to stand it on a shelf, it does have a kind of nice effect that there's no real colorful pieces underneath it that are making it be raised up. It's nice that it can just sit there and kind of look like it's floating to some extent. Even though it is expensive, I do like this set. Return of the Jedi was one of my favorites growing up. I know as an adult, I think I've started to appreciate the movie for The Empire Strikes Back more, but Return of the Jedi will always be one of my favorites. So I think I do like this, especially where it's one of my favorite parts from that movie towards the beginning, where you first get Luke coming back and he's using his force powers, and just the nice kind of escape from Jabba feel from the beginning, rescuing Han and kind of having that whole part play out in the movie. It's one of my favorites. I'll always kind of enjoy that bit. So this is a fun set for that. You can, if you're trying to have a fun set, especially for kids, to have something from Star Wars movie for a scene they're going to remember, this could be it. It's a nice one that is clearly from that part of the movie. It's got a lot of characters in it. You've got Boba Fett and Han and Chewie and Luke, and you've got Lando in disguise. They all kind of go with that part of the movie. So you've got your characters you can play there. If you have any other sets, you can also then like bring over some of like the crossbow weapons for Chewie or a blaster for Han, and really have fun with this piece as it is. I will say build-wise, this was a set for my son for his birthday. I don't believe, had much problem building the Sarlacc pit section. That part went fairly easily for him. I think the only time he had a problem was the part for holding the mouth in place, although I might only be remembering that he has a problem after it gets broken when they're playing with it, and it's hard to figure out how it goes back together. I think when he built it the first time, it was okay. So that one wasn't too bad. This one is also fairly stable. When you build it, you're building it flat down. You can push all the pieces into place and keep it nice and fairly tough. It doesn't really fall apart very much when you're playing with it. So this one works very well. The Desert Skiff, we do have multiple issues with it from time to time when it gets played with. It was hard to build, especially where it comes to the part here for the gap for where the slide out piece is for Luke to stand on. Because of the gap, sometimes it was a little bit hard to line things up to make sure things were lined up properly so that there was supposed to be a gap that didn't seem like there's supposed to be a gap, and I just snapped the piece right off of there, so let me fix that. And it made it very tough to follow along. That's been a section that when this has been broken, when it's been getting played with and it has to get rebuilt, that is always a part where the front will almost always come off from the second half of the ship. And when we try to put it back together, we have to dig out the instructions to remember, okay, how exactly does this fit together? Which piece goes where so that we can rebuild it properly? That's probably the weak point of this ship. And this control section here, this part almost always comes off, and we find it someplace on a shelf, and it's like, what is that? And eventually someone realizes it's from the Desert Skiff, and we put it back. So that's what happens with that. These do turn, though I don't know that you would if you're playing with it. For the Skiff, typically when you see it, they're always at an angle, so you would probably just leave it that way. But they do turn if you have kids and they're going to play with it, or if you're going to play with it. I mean, Lego is for everybody. So if you like this set, you think it looks like it would be fun for either you or for your kids, for your collection, or for a gift, you may want to get it sooner rather than later before it's gone. But it's a really fun set. And if you do get it, I hope you enjoy it, or whoever you give it to enjoys it. It's Star Wars, so to me, it's always kind of fun, especially seeing the ones from the movies that I remember as a kid. They definitely have there's more of a nostalgic feeling for those sets from those movies from when I was a kid first watching Star Wars, and I thought it was the coolest. I do enjoy the newer sets, but these old ones will always be, I'll always enjoy the older ones just a little bit more. But thanks for watching. This was a quick review of the Desert Skiff and Sarlacc pit before it retires at the end of the year. I hope it was useful for you. If it was, and you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more Lego content, please do like and subscribe. It would really help me out. And you'll be able to see when I post another either review or a live stream or shorts. I'm doing all sorts of stuff right now. Right now, we also have some shorts that are coming out that are minifigure villains that my son is putting together for when he does battles of all his characters all together. But thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.